Check out Boston. They also are becoming a sanctuary city. And I never thought Boston would be doing this because Boston, so far, it seems to be pretty decent and away from all these crazy shenanigans. But apparently, even Boston is now becoming a sanctuary city. At first, they pretty much sheltered people in many of their major airports. But now, Boston, just like Chicago, are now asking others to house migrants. This situation should not be pushed outside their own boundaries. And this is why many people are getting very, very frustrated. Check out this. After months in Boston's Logan Airport, which first of all is super illegal because airports are meant for traveling only, but you also have Boston constantly taking in more and more and more people. And guess what their solution is to relocate these people? Oh, maybe build a shelter somewhere else and provide good funding, maybe some food, or maybe try to figure out a situation where you could try to incorporate some of these people into normal society in America. I think either of those options will probably make a lot of people pretty happy. I think what I figured out recently is people don't dislike migrants. They just dislike the way how people are handling this. If a city could only take in 1 or 200 people, I don't think cities like Boston, who honestly aren't even that big, could take in like almost 10,000 people. And this is why Boston, just like other cities, are crumbling. Check this out. New Boston migrant shelter is unveiled. Apparently, the Massachusetts Democratic governor is seizing a cherished recreational center in a neighborhood, which this is one of the biggest issues right now. Because what we're seeing is a lot of these governments are just seizing local parks, recreational centers, basketball courts, and even asking you, the citizen, to house some of these migrants. And here's the thing, this is why people are just angry. Look at this. Boston man unleashes his anger after his recreational center was just turned into a migrant camp. These communities don't deserve this. Okay, they just want to go to the recreational center, play some basketball. And I'm sure there were a lot of events that were planned for this recreational center for a lot of these guys' families and their kids, gatherings. Everything is canceled. A lot of people are frustrated. A lot of people are mad. They're all saying the same thing. Why are you picking on less wealthy communities and neighborhoods to do this kind of stuff? It really does feel like sometimes the working man is constantly getting screwed every single time. A lot of people who make an honest living, 9 to 5, they're middle class. They live in a lot of these communities. They have a few parks, maybe a basketball court, maybe like a fitness center. And that's kind of like their community. And now it seems like a lot of these city councils are just picking on the poor communities and just taking whatever they have and turn it into a migrant shelter and then give it like a big round of applause. So this is why everyone is very, very angry about this. Because imagine, I can't imagine living in one of these communities, go play ball all the time, go to the recreational center, and now it's being turned to just a migrant camp, right? And you never know when it's going to end. Maybe eventually that park is going to go and turn to a migrant camp. And the thing is, Boston doesn't have to do this. Chicago, they don't have to do this. But they chose to do it without any sort of preparation. And now the common man is paying the price. And if you look at this, suburban mayors are now pushing back against Brandon Johnson's claim that the state can build migrant shelters outside of Chicago. These small little cities and towns that are just suburbs, they cannot handle 1, 2, or 3,000 people coming in. They don't want their whole entire neighborhood being just turned to a migrant shelter. What are some of these big cities even doing? So the situation is just went from bad to worse. People are pushing back finally. Everyone's getting pretty frustrated. And you already see literally people who live in this community unleashing out their anger. I mean, this dude right here on the bike is probably like, yeah, what in the world is going on? People probably come here all the time to hang out, to play, and to have a little bit of sense of community. But now it's all taken away. And I think more and more of these communities will be turned to migrant shelters in the future, which is kind of scary in my personal opinion. So what do you guys think about this so far? What's your solution to the migrant crisis? And subscribe for more information.